Hey Mark and Pat.
The choral program has been so fortunate to have the both of you.
And hopefully this video compilation will show you both just how loved and appreciated you both are. Enjoy!
Choir's impacted my life because I'm able to sing with a group of people who all share a common goal of creating music, and that really sets my soul on fire.
Choir has impacted my life by adding a sort of balance. I would say Mark has been very accommodating about my schedule, and so being able to do both chorale and play tennis really, I think, allows me to get the full experience here at DeSales.
For me, joining choir is definitely one of the best decisions I could have made coming into freshman year. It allowed me to make so many new friends and form so many great relationships that I'm going to have for a long time, and it's such a stress-free and relaxing environment thanks to Mark and Pat that I always looked forward to going to it, and it was just my time to be able to relax, take a break from schoolwork, and just have fun and be myself and sing and make some really awesome music, and it was always one of the highlights of my week.
So I've been doing choir since I was probably in like 3rd grade or so, and I just really enjoyed doing it here at DeSales.
It's just given me something to take my mind off of work. Music has always been a big part of my life, and I really liked how there's a choir program on this campus, and it just helped me, I guess, de-stress.
After I left the theater major, I didn't have as many opportunities to sing, so joining choir really gave me an opportunity to sing.
I met my best friend when we found out that we were both doing chorale at DeSales.
I've been in choir since 4th grade, so it's always been a part of everything. And then I didn't do it my first semester because in high school I didn't like my teacher, and then I heard such wonderful things about Mark, so I really wanted to try it, and I've loved it since.
Choir's impacted my life a lot because as coming in as a freshman, I didn't really have many people to go to, but this place kind of gave me a place to go and to do something that I love, which is singing.
It gives me positive energy. It gives me a good feeling. It's definitely the highlight of my day, just singing, being happy. It's what life's all about.
I'm definitely going to miss watching Mark go full-on falsetto, singing some of the soprano solos in practice, because all the sopranos look at each other and go, can we just let Mark sing the solo? And Mark's like, no, I'm not gonna sing the solo. And we're all just like, but you really should.
One thing that Mark does all the time is he has his low-key sassy comments or his low-key non-verbals. So if somebody messes up or stuff, he'll just look at them like this. And then he'll just keep going.
I think the way that he handles us when we keep on making mistakes, and he's so patient.
Mark is a very competent person, and he's very good at helping us all stay focused and staying on track. And I think under his direction we've really made a lot of progress as a choir, and I think we all sound really good. So I'm definitely going to miss his expertise in helping us to sound as good as we possibly can.
I think the thing I'm going to miss most about Mark is just the little quips of knowledge that he has, because every once in a while he'll just say something that I never really knew, but it'll make a lot of sense when I think about the music we're doing. Or last semester, for example, I had him for music theory, and he knows a ton about everything. So that's something that I'm really going to miss, not being able to have him as a source of learning.
His friendliness, his way of just being very open-armed to anything.
I'm going to miss Mark's gentleness and his kindness. He is easily one of the kindest men I've ever met, and he really has impacted my heart just by being so kind and always giving a smile.
His laugh, of course.
What I'm going to miss the most about Mark is he always gives a lot of great instruction to the students. He's very patient and he's very understanding, and he's very specific about what he wants, but he always articulates it in a way that is very, very helpful to the choir, and he is very patient with how we do things. He's just a really great guy all around.
What I'm going to miss most about Mark is that coming in, he showed me what it's like to have an actual choir director that cares about the students.
What I'm going to miss most about Mark is how he wasn't afraid to take control, especially when the choir would start to get too rowdy.
Very upbeat, positive, encouraging, just overall really nice guy to listen to and learn from.
He thinks deeply about things, and it ultimately allows us to put our best product forth. So I think I can see a lot of that in myself too, and seeing that in him is pretty cool.
I always like that Mark makes sure we know the story behind all of the pieces so we know what we're singing about, and it makes it a little more fun for us.
I gotta be honest, he must be sick because his smile is infectious. And I know that sounds like a joke, but I'm serious. You know, when he comes in and he's smiling, it makes me happier just seeing him like he's enjoying life. Why shouldn't I be doing the same?
Honestly, the dynamic between her and Mark is great. I think they work well together, and I just miss that like friendship that they share.
Just fun to be around, encouraging. You know, when we would do sectionals, very specific about what we needed to do.
I love when we break up into sectionals, so the guys almost always get to be with Pat in the back room while the girls are with Mark in the chapel, and it's just a really funny time.
Pat's just a really, really great person to talk to. Like, she's so calm, and you just feel like you could tell her anything. She's just like the grandmother that's not your grandmother.
I'm gonna miss Pat always giving me the right notes during rehearsal because I never knew what I was doing.
I would cantor with her, and she would be my accompanist, and it would just be, she just knew her music so well, she knew her skills so well.
Having her lean over to the altos and play the right note when we're sharp.
Her way of being like able to talk to us whenever.
Pat, I really just love having all those fun conversations with you in between choirs, and just your carefree manner, and you know, all the positivity and fun energy that you bring to the group is just really awesome. And I know you're going to continue to do great things after you leave with other schools.
Definitely her attention to detail and little nuances in the melody lines, in the dynamics of the song. I mean, Patty's second to none.
Playing sardines my first semester that I was in choir, because at one point we all just ended up in the bathroom, and I forget who it was, but someone came in and said, "Oh, no one's in here," and left, so that was really funny.
One of my favorite choir memories is from the Pascaudiamus concerts during practice, when Mark was trying to teach us how to say perfect right. He said, you have to say it like perfect, not perfect or fact or any other iteration of the word.
The men had this processional, and Mark wanted them to sing with gusto, but they weren't. So to try to get them to do it the way he wanted, and I guess to encourage them, Mark just bursts out in the middle of the chapel. Men, you gotta be more.
My favorite memory from choir has to be our Gaudiamus Christmas concerts, because I love the beautiful music that we get to sing and getting into the Christmas spirit.
My favorite memory from choir is when, for practice, we sing like a terrible middle school choir and then like an opera chorus, because it's really funny.
A favorite memory that I have was in Schola when we were talking about like one of the composers for one of the pieces, and Pat was wondering if she was still alive, and the conversation had passed, like was it maybe 5 minutes later, we just hear from behind the piano, "She's alive!"
My favorite memory in choir is when Mark hid with sardines. And in sardines, he is the reigning champion of mandatory fun time with a time of 23 minutes and 36 seconds, and also scaring that one woman who was trying to find us.
In the spring of 2017, when we were playing the piece, I forget what piece exactly, but the piano bench, the leg cracked and you fell off the bench. I'm glad you didn't hurt yourself and we got a new bench out of it, but it was funny when it happened.
One of my favorite memories of choir is singing Music Down in My Soul. I feel like that's just a really fun energy piece, and I enjoy singing it.
I really liked how it was like a French song, and just like learning the language itself, it's really cool. I like the pronunciations actually, and just like just the song in general is just so beautiful.
My favorite choir memory is my first Gaudiamus my sophomore year because it was awesome, and also one of the musicians looked like Mandy Patinkin, and so I kept thinking about the Princess Bride the whole time.
I think it's when we do things like when we were setting up for Gaudiamus last semester, and it was like a little group of us, but we were all hanging out and we were goofing off, but we were getting stuff done, and it just made everybody closer.
My favorite memory from choir is when you first learn a song because it's so like unexpected and you've never heard it before, and while it can be challenging, it's a unique way to just like connect with other people because they can say like, oh, I'm messing up this note. It's like I am too, so then you can just learn from other people and it helps you like to build yourself up and learn to be better.
Pat was like working on the organ, and Mark was like, that sounds wrong. Are you sure? Like, the box is open all the way? And she's like, the box is open. And it was like they were speaking in this like secret code, and it was hilarious and amazing.
My favorite memories from choir would be a couple weeks ago when Mark just told us all to put our music down and sing, and that is kind of a terrifying experience. But once we did, we really came together as a group and sung cohesively and on tune, and it was Mark's trust in us and his trust in ourselves, that we needed to believe in ourselves, that really made us an amazing group at the end.
My favorite memory from choir was at the Christmas concert when the woman who was reading said that the wise man was going to bring Frankenstein instead of frankincense.
My personal favorite memory of Mark is when we all ignored his directions, even so he told us to go in a circle. I forget what song it was, but we had to go in a circle to the beat, but we all started going at him, and of course we were chanting Latin, so we were charging at him like this, and then he just goes, I told you guys to go in a circle. And the fear on his face was genuinely hilarious. I didn't mean to scare him, but it was certainly really funny that we did.
These groups really mean a lot to me because for me, everything is like a team, and for me, teamwork is really the greatest way to achieve a lot of success in any kind of field, be it in music or in performing, especially in like different kinds of fields we're going into.
I feel like it brings out a different creative side of me a lot of the time. It definitely also gives me room to sing, so which is nice because otherwise I'd be going all around campus belting, or I guess more so than I already do. But choir is sort of that creative outlet for me, and I get to do around amazing, incredibly talented, creative individuals.
Friends that I otherwise wouldn't have met, and it has also provided me with the opportunity to continue to sing and express myself.
It meant a lot to me in the fact that I was able to step out of my comfort zone and try something new. And personally, I think that's how people grow as who they are and who they're gonna be when they're adults. It's stepping out, trying something new, getting those new experiences, because through new experiences is where wisdom comes from.
I feel like I have this amazing family that supports me, and we get to share this common interest of music.
It means a lot to be so welcomed instantly by all of my peers. I remember when I was in choir throughout high school, I did it all 4 years, and I felt so close to that group of people. And I was worried coming into this, my last semester of my senior year, that I would not feel as welcome because I was joining so late in the game. But really, this group opened up to me, and they've really been supportive. All my fellow altos have been super nice and just great to be around, and so have Mark and Pat, so it's been a great experience.
These groups mean a lot to me because they're more than just a choir, they're a family. And that doesn't just go for me, it goes for all of us, that we know that with this choir family, wherever any of us are, we can be welcomed and we can find people who we can be with and be comfortable with.
Choir to me means that I have a family of people from many different backgrounds and disciplines, and we all come together to experience music.
It's the people, and I can relate it to the reason that I love DeSales so much, and it's just like makes you feel like you're at home, makes you feel welcome.
I feel like I've made a lot of friends in this group, which I really love, and I love singing with all of them and just creating something great.
I feel like I've learned so much from Mark and from Pat too, and I can't read music and I'm not the best singer in the world, but they still make me feel like I belong there. And so being a part of this just makes me feel like I'm a part of something so much bigger than myself, which is really, really special.
The best advice I got from Coach Helms was definitely just to look up. Now, it seems like from a music standpoint, you think, oh, I'm holding music, I just need to look up and make eye contact with him. But I would argue that it's so much more than that. I would argue that you can get bogged down and overwhelmed in just daily issues. But if you kind of slow down, take your time, and look up and look around you, you can realize, hey, maybe I'm getting too bogged down by what's going on. Maybe I'm getting too stressed out over one line of music or some stress in our work environment. Just calm down, look up, look around you, and see what's most important, and make eye contact.
The best piece of advice that Mark has ever given me is definitely to sing lighter. I suppose I usually sing like a sumo wrestler doing ballerina, so, and I am someone who has a very loud voice, so definitely having that reminder to sort of pull back.
By Mark, most likely just telling me to have confidence in myself.
The right note at the wrong time is the wrong note.
Mark focuses a lot on when you should breathe and when you shouldn't, and I've never had an instructor do that before. But I've discovered that, especially singing in a group like that, it adds so much just dynamic and just the whole tone of the song in general. And I think my singing in general has improved because it also just helps me get out of my own head and just stop overthinking everything, which I tend to do. But it also just allows me to get just more lost in the music, so I'm actually doing what I love and singing and just enjoying it and not focusing am I hitting this note right, am I hitting that note right? So you may not even know why the choir director is giving you notes on don't breathe here, don't breathe there, breathe there, but it's one, it helps the overall piece, and two, it will help you individually, even though you may not see it at first.
So some of my favorite memories about working with you, Mark, is when I first interviewed you for the position at DeSales, I always noticed that you had a general sense of just really good musicianship about you. And even when you first started conducting the choir, I could tell that you were truly a musician. You weren't just somebody who was conducting the choir and just going through the motions. I could tell that you generally have a sense of artistry about you that not every choral conductor has. I've worked with people in the past and they're just conducting a choir. You're truly trying to make music and actually become an artist out of this. And I really know that you'll take this very far in the future, and I wish you the best of luck in everything that you do, because I know you will do very well. Pat, one of my favorite memories of working with you is when I first came in as a freshman. You were very excited to hear that I was a cellist, and I remember you told me right off the bat, you're like, we need to do lots of music together. And I remember you even went out and bought the cello books for our first Gaudiamus concert together. And I remember you told me, you said, we're going to be working a lot together over the next 4 years. And I think we have, and I'd love to continue that in the future in any way possible. And it really has been a pleasure working with you. And some of the things that we've done in choir I'll always remember.
So Mark and Pat are more than just my choir director and my pianist. They're truly a part of my family.
Mark and Pat make choir just such a joy to be a part of. It's because of their positive and fun energies that these groups have just really turned into a family. They are two of the best people that I have ever worked for, and I'm just so blessed to have come into work for the past 2 years to work with people who have actually become my friends in the process.
I'm truly humbled by the generosity and kindness and encouragement that Mark and Pat have shown me the past few years. And they've really impacted the trajectory of my life musically and academically, and I'm truly grateful for everything they've done.
For me personally, I know I wouldn't have gotten through the physician assistant program if it hadn't been for the two of you and for choir. Whenever I felt miserable after a long day of lectures and exams, I could always count on choir to just lift up my spirits and carry me through the week. Whether it was trying to figure out German pronunciations with you, Mark, or whether it was playing four-hand piano with you, Pat, both of you made choir a place where we could just be passionate about music. And that not only made us better musicians, but it also made us better people.
I just wanted to wish you the best as you journey forward from DeSales. I really appreciated having you there. You gave me one of my most favorite choral programs of all time, and it was a great senior year, and I really enjoyed learning from you and working with you. So I just wanted to wish you the best as you move forward.
I want to thank you both so much for everything you've done for all the students that you've impacted during your time at DeSales.
My time in choir gave me some of the happiest experiences and some of the fondest memories from the past 4 years. Many times I remember looking forward to choir all day because I got to experience great beauty and I got to even be part of creating that beauty, and I'm so grateful for that. You helped me both to grow in my love for music, which I know will last for my whole life. I know you'll be missed greatly at DeSales, and I wish you both the best of luck wherever you may go from here. Thank you.
Mark, you have handled yourself with such grace and poise and professionalism during your time here, and it's really inspired me when I move into my next job after I graduate to carry myself with grace and poise and professionalism, and to face challenges and to just really adapt well to wherever I am, because you've done that so well here, and you've really helped form a community here, and the choir students absolutely adore you, and I'm sure we'll miss you a lot, as will I. Pat, you've been an awesome part of making DeSales choirs what they've been. I've been so blessed to be able to have you as an accompanist while I was in the choir, and I'll always remember your joy and your laugh and falling off the piano bench that one year. That was really funny. But you've handled yourself with such grace, and yeah, I'm gonna miss you, and I'm sure everybody here will miss you as well.
Hi, Mark and Pat. I just want to say thank you so much for your service at doing our masses and doing so many of the concerts at DeSales University. Your dedication to the choirs is amazing and outstanding. Your dedication to our students is also just so heartfelt. We are going to be missed immensely. I know I'm going to miss you. I know our students are going to miss you, and I just can't say thank you enough.
Pat, how do I reduce 10 years into a short video? I'm so grateful for the chance to have worked with you over that time at DeSales. I think what stands out to me most about you and your work is the way that you approach it, your dedication, your commitment. You, like me and Mark and Brian and Megan, your work is really more of a life than it is a job. And I think that's always stood out to me in your commitment to the students at DeSales, to your relationships with people that you work with, the amount of hours you're willing to practice, just the total commitment that you approach that work with. And that's what I'm grateful for. Many memories and over the times in liturgical choir and in chorale and Schola. I appreciate your consistency, your dedication, your musicality, and everything that has come around that. So I wish you the best of luck in the next chapter.
Pat, you're one of the first friends that I met participating in music events in the Lehigh Valley, specifically DeSales. I'm so thankful for the friendship that we've shared, the laughs, the frustration, and particularly your willingness to help me or my students out with anything at a moment's notice. And we are so grateful for the creativity and the spark of joy that you bring into every room.
What to say about Mark Helms? The first thing that comes to my mind is just that I'm grateful for having the chance to get to know him over the last couple of years. Deciding to step down from directing the choirs was difficult for me, but that transition was made easier by Mark's musicality, his professionalism, his competence, and his personality. I remember back after the decision to hire Mark was made, and John Bell came to choir rehearsal, and he was reading some excerpts from letters of recommendation that had been submitted with Mark's application. And I remember one of, or more of them, talking about his compassion, his generosity, his understanding, his sort of good person qualities, and I have found those to be consistently true. It's been a pleasure to have Mark as a colleague, one who understands not only the musical aspects that are required of leading an ensemble like the chorale and Schola and liturgical choir, but also the personal aspects. And so I wish him the best, and I'm sure that he will land on his feet both in and out of music.
Mark, I'd like to echo everything that Ben said and simply add that we have so loved getting to know you and Brian. And I have appreciated all of the qualities that you have shown me based on what Ben has said, the compassion, the care, and just the humor that we've shared in the basement of Dorothy Day. You've made that experience, that sort of darkness up down there, a lot more bright by your presence, and it will be much missed.
Mark, the work that you have done with the choirs at DeSales has had such an impact on their lives, and it's had such an impact on the community here in the Lehigh Valley.
The reasons that I know this, of course, are not just the fact that I believe in you as a person, but also as a professional. The things that your students say about you, the look on their faces as you conduct them, and quite simply the quality of the music you've helped them create at these wonderful concerts that I've been able to attend. So I don't think it takes a genius to figure out what a difference you have made in a relatively quick period of time. And for Pat, I know how much Mark and the students appreciate everything that you've done for them. Not only your outstanding musicianship, which I have borne witness to personally on several occasions now, but also your sense of humor and your spirit about the way you approach this work, and your care for the students, which is also very clear to me by the way you interact with them and the way they respond to you. So, to both of you, Mark and Pat, I'm wishing you all of my best in whatever's next.
It is hard to really try to capture everything that you guys have done for the choral ensembles here at DeSales University, but you've done it all with such a great spirit of humility and tireless work, and you've set a whole new bar for the choral arts at this university. To say thank you seems insufficient, but perhaps if it's said with great love and appreciation, it'll be enough. On behalf of all the faculty, staff, and students in the Division of Performing Arts and all the students who have sung under you, thank you.
As a token of our gratitude, because you both have done so much for all of us, 7 Schola members, accompanied by Brian Holton, have decided to put together this song for you.
We present Lori True's May the Road Rise to Meet You.
Enjoy!
May the rain fall softly on your
tell.